Hi everyone. All right, I have two questions. One is for New Year's Eve and one is for New Year's Day. And so a lot of people do have a clash or a penalty, etc., etc. So let me explain it from uh, not a not a regular, because it's the end of one year and the start of another via the lunar cycle. Okay, so that just deals with, to me, from because of what I work with, which is the cycle of the sun, not the cycle of the moon. So with what I work with, this is a regular type of thing, whereas the moon is irregular. You all know that for me. So with the lunar, it's kind of like, all right, the year is over, a new year starts, and it's a now another zodiac, okay, that type of thing. Whereas with the cycle of the sun, it's more seasonal, as in elementally seasonal, not, summer, spring, that type of thing. It deals with your birth, you, not the whole world, which is what the lunar cycle does. All right. So with elementally, New Year's Eve is Yang Earth and it's on a horse. The horse is actually spirit. So there are two things that are going to happen, or two lots of 2 hours that are going to, where it hits the fan. You've just got to keep that in mind, the mindfulness thing, whatever you want to call it, and just know that it passes in 2 hours. So don't place yourself in that position where it's going to affect you. All right. For most people, it's going to affect you no matter what, because it is right up in the middle of the turn of the night, of the day, from New Year's Eve to New Year's Day. So there are two qualities here. The first one is Yang Earth. So the Yang Earth is about the peacefulness, the faithfulness, all of that, which is really funny because it sits on a romance flower that is in trouble the whole day, in that sense. All right. So it's in trouble from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. because it's a horse. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is another horse. And two horses, it's two romance flowers. It's not hunky dory at all. All right. If you can ride out that 2 hours with not being not available for the challenge, whether it's a relationship or whatever it is, whatever fire and earth is for you, that's what it's about on New Year's. Okay, the whole day. So the other side of that is, then you think, okay, I made it through. So when I say 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., that's on a normal thing. But for us, we have daylight saving, so it's midday to 2 p.m., those 2 hours. Then from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., it also alters. That's 2 hours, and it's the rat hour, and that rat with the day is what we call a clash. So that clash suddenly, okay. Now, for us here, because we have daylight saving, which means we get it an hour later, and as we get it an hour later, it still is the same hour. We're just conned into that it's an hour later, but it is still 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. And for us, it's midnight to 2 a.m. Okay. But really, it is still 11 a.m., 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. So we're not going to escape it because we've got an hour ahead. We just think we are. We haven't. So those 2 hours from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. or daylight saving midnight to 2, the minute midnight hits, within minutes of that, it will get chaotic. Again, romance flowers. So two romance flowers are in challenge. Okay, again, if you place yourself into that, you are going to cop it. All right, so have a safe word if things get out of hand or something like that. All right, I don't let things get out of hand, so your choice. Okay, then New Year's Day. New Year's Day is endings. It's endings of warmth. It's endings of shine. It's endings it's very fertile. It's earth on earth. So you will check what is earth for you elementally and see, all right, this earth, I've got to put it down. It's got to go to the grave. It's fertile soil on fertile soil. So you've got the soil and then you've got this little mound. It's got to go to grave, okay, like a grave. Think of it this way if you need to. So in that moment of time of that whole day, the energy has changed and it's changing this way. So then it's very fertile. And if earth, for instance, if it's your money, then I'd go get a scratching. All right. So check what earth is for you before you go ahead and think this is what I'm going to do today. All right. And that's how you will challenge yourself. Because there are two qualities every day, but then you've got the month and then you've got the year. Now, on New Year's Eve, the year actually saves you a bit because it's a tiger. The tiger and the horse on New Year's Eve is in harmony. It makes more fire, which is a lot of warmth, a lot of love, that kind of thing. But it's in clash with the month. So on one side, it's great. On the other, it's about to fall apart. So keep that in mind. Then on New Year's Day, because it's earth on earth, the goat is not in harmony with the month either. It's called a third party. So whatever has happened New Year's Eve, if it's going to keep going on New Year's Day, then it'll keep going. Or you put an end to it, the grave, put it to grave. I'm not saying dig a grave and bury somebody. So this is what happens. You can't alter what the day is. The day is fixed as this. Like what do they say? It's set in stone already. And so don't bother with that. Just see, am I challenged? Am I this? Am I that? So New Year's Eve, if you already have a horse, if you have a rat, you already know you're challenged. New Year's Day, if you have an ox, you will be challenged. So keep that in mind and have Harmony Day. All right. That's all I can help you with because I can only read the qualities of these, the animals and the characters. That's all I can read is that. And every day has certain qualities. And some of you are worried about that. So I hope that helps you get through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with very little. So I'm trying to make it go from this to this. You can deal with this. All right. That's it. That's the two questions. But there's a lot of you worried about it. Stop. Just be considerate, be mindful. I know it's an overrated word. You should already be mindful and see how you go. All right. Yay. And have a happy new year. Yes. Just remember, you've got another 365 days to show what you can do when the new year starts. Have a great year.